Okay, so recently I saw this really interesting documentary on Lovecraft. Didn't know an awful lot about him, knew some of his work, didn't actually study a lot into it. So you get bits and pieces of his actual background, and then you get lots of people who he helped influence discussing him quite heavily. People like Neil Gaiman, Stuart Gordon, John Carpenter. And I've come to this bizarre conclusion. I was a huge fan of Edgar Allan Poe. Actually, I'm still a huge fan of Poe. And reading and listening to all this stuff about Lovecraft and then doing some additional research, apparently to be really fantastic, you kind of need to be crazy. And the fact that for what Lovecraft did, he really greatly influenced an absolutely tremendous amount of horror, as well as the whole Cthulhu mythos. And it was interesting reading that he had more of a Baroque style, so everything had this very kind of flamboyant, over-the-top way of describing a very simple scene, which is almost very much kind of like somewhat how you see Stephen King kind of write, where there'll be a really long, drawn explanation for something that, in regular human terms, would just be a really short, to-the-point description of it. Going back through the time when he was essentially a really great writer who knew nothing about how to make money off being a great writer. Artists from the pulp magazines, how he made a decent living from that, nowhere near as much as what he should have made. So very interesting, very unique aspect in someone's life that greatly influenced the vast majority of horror icons, as well as the field of comics. So Lovecraft, I honestly was Fear of the Unknown. I saw it on Crackle, nice, brief hour and a half. It does a good job of trying to sum up the more productive parts of Lovecraft's life.